So, folks, it's Anthony with Signature Roofing, and I am back here. Today is Friday in Sicklerville at the home of the Myers for one last look at the completed roof. I've gotten some great photos for them in full sun and just wanted to show everyone exactly what's going on the roof. Had to give it one final walkthrough. Found some small minor pieces of debris to get rid of, and I've cleared the surface of those as I go through. But wanted to say that in full sun, this Landmark Pro version shingle from CertainTeed looks phenomenal. This is the driftwood color variety, and keep in mind that this roof previously was like the next door neighbor directly to their left, right? So you had a standard 3-tab shingle with basic coil fabric ventilation. There was drip edge and ice and water, but we tore all of that off down to the sheathing. Was pleased to report that the roof deck was completely intact. We were keeping the Power Attic fan, so no lumber to replace whatsoever. It has now been decked out in a full integrity package from CertainTeed. So along with that Landmark Pro Series shingle, the trifecta shingle package, so that the homeowner is afforded the opportunity to be able to take advantage of the 50-year warranty from the manufacturer CertainTeed, which is extended and also transferable. We also used the Swift Start starter shingles from CertainTeed, and of course, because CertainTeed ridge vent has now been installed throughout the entirety of ridge lengths on this roof, including the entirety of the dormer, the entirety of the garage length, and then of course the entire main ridge on both sides of that little hump. So the shadow ridge caps, which are also a CertainTeed product. When you use those three shingles together, the homeowner, if it's installed by a certified, master installer, then you're afforded that warranty. So the homeowner will have that chance to apply for the warranty. And the roof, right, it doesn't require you to use CertainTeed's underlayments. However, at Signature, we always provide a full CertainTeed package. So when it comes to ice and water, this roof already had ice and water in its valleys, and at the eave spaces, ice and water has been laid over top of the existing ice and water. That was CertainTeed Winter Guard, and then from 36 inches above the eaves up to the ridges and out towards the valleys, we had synthetic paper from CertainTeed, which was Roof Runner. So it's an entire CertainTeed package. On the back side, on the porch, if I walk over and show you the, let me just take my time. I'm on this roof by myself, and I am in Crocs, not Cougar Paws. But if I take you close enough to the edge, you can see that on either side here, right down there, and then also right down there, we put two brand new metallic vents, hook vents, as well as the same shingle package on the back porch roof. You can look at all of these pipes, and you can see that these pipe collars have been changed out, but you can also see around the top that a nice thick bead of silicone has been placed at the top of each and every one of those pipes where pipe collars have been replaced. Larger ones have a nice, thorough amount of silicone on them. They will stay sealed. This roof will perform for many years to come. It's everything that it could and should be now, including, don't forget, we had two areas. You can see this slope right here, right? But the slope downward that way comes against this wall. That creates a space that needed step flashing throughout the joint because it's up against this front wall. Same thing on either side of the garage. which was a very steep, slope. You can see how I got up here over the eaves. And like I said, I'm in Crocs without socks. So I have 2 cushions stashed right there. And that's how I Spider-Man this wall without having cougar paws on my feet. Basically having 2 cushions, one to work with my hand and one to get under my knees on the way up that slope. So just wanted to show you the completed work, the detail and attention to detail that was paid with regards to how straight and flush these ridges have been decked out with ridge vent. Same thing, the hump, the way these caps are tucked, right? The way that this valley, as you can see here, right? You can see this lower plane, which I'm standing on, running under the higher plane, which I'm looking at. And then we took a straight line and cut the shingles of the higher plane in a nice razor sharp chalk line. So this shingle that I'm standing on runs up this wall 2 feet. There are no tacks within 12 inches of the valley. And because it runs under the higher plane, which has then been, razor cut, water would have to work its way up a hill, up a slope 2 feet, and behind these shingles I'm standing on, which run up that wall 2 feet. Basically, it doesn't happen. That's why we do it that way, because that's the correct way to install the valleys. So I just wanted to give you guys a look at all of the components when it comes to ridge vent, all of the plumbing that we had to deal with on the back side, as well as on the porch roof, and other obstacles, like the opposite side of this little slope here. That was the dormer for the facade above the front door, which is directly below. You can see silicone anywhere that tacks would have been exposed, ending a row. You can see anywhere that were areas that should be finished. Silicone has been applied and, capped off with shingle, so it's finished correctly. Every detail, inspected. This work, again, done by Signature guys, so all pros. We were out of here by 4 o'clock. Again, no unexpected carpentry. We've done enough of these homes now on Orlando Drive to know that the roof decks are in good shape. And this particular block we're on, these were some of the last homes built in the development. So no surprises, and we're able to, do a really good job and be out of here by 4 o'clock. And again, I'll just show you how straight and perfect that ridge is. You can see has finishing and silicone over exposed tacks, which would be when we finish a row of caps. Those tacks are being covered by the next shingle. When you get to the end, there's nothing to cover it. They're exposed. So take a little bit of silicone, fill the hole, put a piece of shingle on top. Nice and neat, so everything looks perfect. Look at the detail, right? Where this ridge runs into this slope. Look at how those shingles are woven right here. Just so you can see the attention to detail on every Signature build. So as I said, we know that the materials used were top line materials, best shingle package that money can buy in America, CertainTeed, and it's the Landmark Pro Series. So for this type of home, it's the absolute best asphalt shingle that money could buy, and it's decked out with the entire package that's designed to coincide with this particular shingle. So roof will perform for many years to come. And until next time, I'm Anthony signing off for Signature Roofing.